can't get it to upload.
Continue on I-84.
I'm not gonna make it out of Oregon today, I don't think. I won't get into Idaho, I don't think. I might be real close though. I might get almost to the end of Oregon. Hey, somebody joined. Somebody joined. At least the notifications are starting to come out. Apparently that truck stop back there has no signal whatsoever in the parking lot. And it's even worse in the building. So I took a little bit of video of lunch and I couldn't even upload it, so we'll see where I end up tonight. I got about 3 more hours of driving that I can do legally, and then I have to take a 10-hour break, and then we're moving on. cell carriers all claim that they cover 99.9% of the country. No, they don't. They are lying to you. Every one of them is lying. That no one cell carrier is bigger or better than the other. It's all one giant lie. Welcome back, Am. There wasn't a cell signal in there, so I couldn't live stream. But that's okay. Y'all needed a good break from me anyway, right? Besides, I gave the clouds a chance to catch up and pass me a little bit, right? Got potato fields on the edge, wheat fields in the middle. Nice. Even though it's a desert, thanks to the Columbia River, we've been able to irrigate it, which means we can farm it, growing crops. And that is what we have done ever since we started building dams on the Columbia River. Welcome to my neck of the woods. It's where I grew up. Yes, Nancy, I'm in Oregon headed. I'm going to drive right through Idaho. Granted, I'll be in Idaho tomorrow, but you know, I'm going out to Provo, Utah, so I'm going to drive on 84 all the way through Idaho. I'm going to park somewhere in Oregon tonight because I don't have enough time left to make it all the way through Oregon. But tomorrow I'll be going through Idaho. Yes, by Boise. I'll drive right through the middle of Boise on I-84. nearby, or you know, get on an overpass that goes over the 84 in the middle of Boise, take an American flag with you and wave it. I'll be coming from the west, so if you're facing west, I'll see you. And I'll definitely blow the air horns for you. Or there's the TA Travel Center truck stop on the east side of Boise. I can pull in there, I probably will, to pick up a little bit of fuel, and we can say hello. parking. Them by name. I remember kind of where they are because I hardly ever stop through there unless I absolutely have to. But you can definitely stand on an overpass through that area and wave a flag at me as I go by if you want to. It gives me options for media, playlists, text, widgets, and my so all until that dot up at the top is in the center, and he'll have the chat window. The chat window. going to. That does not mean you speed up to keep me from doing it. Because when you do it, because these people in the right-hand lane are doing 40 miles an hour in a 70-mile-an-hour zone. How stupid the drivers in this country are today. Now watch, he's probably going to try to brake check me. Because that'll happen 9 times out of 10 too. I know it's already dark in Hagerstown, and right now it's only 6:33 here. I've been good. I've been good. In case you hadn't watched a couple of my recent videos here, I've had the FBI anti-terrorism task force out to my house 3 times now. Because, what, I participated in the convoy? Wow. Yeah, that's been great, right? They called me. They came to my house first, right? Did all that, then they called me, and I didn't answer because I thought it was a scam, a spam call, and so I turned around. When I got the text version of the voicemail that was left, I saw that they were talking about having talked to my wife, blah blah blah. So I texted over the text version of it to my wife and said, "Did this really happen?" Long story short, yes. Okay, so I call these guys back. They don't know who in the world I'm trying to talk to as an agent, but they'll get back to me, right? So they call me back after that again, and I answered. Can't really tell you. I mean, they wanted all kinds of information, and come to find out they had video evidence proof that I did such and such. You know, I mean, this came through the conversation, but the beginning of the conversation, you know, they were like, "Did you know this happened? Were you there at this time and this day? And, you know, did you know who this person is? Do you know who that person is?" You know what? Most of us aren't telling anybody our real names anyway. You know, X-Ray, of course I know his first name, I don't know his last name. You know, there was Rat Rod. That's all I've ever known is Rat Rod. I don't know his real name. You know, just like most people, almost everybody in the convoy only knows me by Black Wolf. So, that being said, we went through that conversation. And then they tried to say, well, they've got video footage of me in my car on the day in question at a specific location. On that day in question, I was several hundred miles away delivering a load. I have an electronic log that is GPS tracked, and the GPS is recorded. The GPS location is recorded every 10 seconds. It's a federally regulated electronic log for trucking. Guess what? I was not there, and that is not my car. don't go back out there and harass my wife and kids. You're gunning to push somebody towards a divorce. You know, you're going to break up a happy family if you keep doing this. Especially when you have no evidence and no proof and no probable cause. Period. Are violating it. You're going to go back out there. At the time, I only thought it was just FBI, right? Regular FBI. Well, I got home this weekend, Friday. Wanted to take care of some family business and do some stuff with the family. And come to find out, when I was on the phone with them, they had been to my house once. By the time I got home for this weekend, they had now been to my house after having said that they weren't going to 3 times. And instead of it just being FBI, it was the FBI Anti-Terrorism Task Force. Are they sending the Anti-Terrorism Task Force out to a regular citizen's home that did nothing more than raise up the flag, blow his air horns and train horns peacefully, and protest and demand change on certain things verbally, and every bit of the way peaceful. How in the world does that paint me as a terrorist, or any of us? Somebody has finally come out of the woodwork and paid. They've realized that this movement is not going to go away, and they realize that most of the people in this country have a passion in the same direction as this movement. Okay? So somebody is now paying people to go in and cause trouble. And that includes chopping up people's videos and taking little bits from this part and this part and this part and this part and cramming it all together to make it sound like they said something that they did not say. And that is how I ended up with the Federal Bureau of Investigation Anti-Terrorism Task Force at my door, because they turned around and watched a chopped up video that was hodgepodge pieced together that came with the accusation that I did something, and I did not do. I wasn't even in the state when it happened. Their mission separate us, which they succeeded. They succeeded when it came to the People's Convoy. Yeah, they beat the heck out of that. They really did. They tore that. They beat the drum until there was almost nobody left. You know, I'm a firm believer right now that the reason the decision, the decision from the leadership at the time, the people pulling the purse strings anyway, that decision to leave Hagerstown and go to California and then come back to Hagerstown, I guarantee you that was aimed solely at getting rid of a lot of people. And they did. They lost hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of trucks and other cars and RVs and, you know, thousands of people they lost on the way there and back. They succeeded, and by the time they got back, they really pulled the trigger and blew the whole thing out of the water, which is why it split up into like 5 or 6 different little things. And now that we're that, and we're regrowing in each one of them, they're scared, and they're throwing everything they can at us now, including Anti-Terrorism Task Force. Oh, she's not just scared, she's demanding divorce. Yeah, my wife's not scared, she's demanding divorce. She said, no matter what, you brought the FBI to the house. Wait a minute, she didn't even want to hear that somebody just chopped up video somewhere pieced it together and made it look like I did something, even though she saw the video of my supposed car leaving the scene of something, right? Guess what? She knows damn well she had the car. We only have one car. She knows damn well she had the car at work with her that day. And she knows damn well I was in another state several hundred miles away delivering a load. Yet she's believing them. And she's believing that there was a problem, which is why she never called me to tell me that they were there the first time. I didn't find out until I had to text her and say, did this happen? And she says, yeah. And long story short, there was a big argument right there too. So yeah, they are coming at us any way they can, but just because they've done this to me, that is not going to stop me from standing up and speaking my mind and being heard about what is right for the people of this country, and not just this country, but the people of the world. Because this is not just an American movement. This is a worldwide movement. It is in almost every country in the world right now. Part's easy, the downy part not so much. No, I don't see it healing. I don't see my marriage healing. What I see is in about 2 years, my kids, all of my kids will finally be out and on their way as adults within the next 2 years. I see selling that house, splitting the income off of selling that house and letting her go her own way. That's what I see. A wife is not supposed to sit there and side with people that are trying to paint you as a terrorist or criminal and not tell you that they were even there. The first thing she should have done was call me. The second thing she should have done was tell them how wrong they were, because she knew dang well she had the car. And she knew dang well I wasn't even in the state. She should have backed me up. She did not. And she's adamant that I did something or said something. Basically, well, I must have done some kind of criminal act that brought them to the house. I have not done anything besides drive my truck, wave my flag, blow my air horns, and demand to be heard on the subject. I have been peaceful 100% of the time. With the kids about, you know, having had the FBI there and everything, and I was reassuring them that I'd done nothing wrong. There was absolutely no, and I made sure they understood that they didn't even have a right to come to the house in the first place. They violated my rights by doing so. Without due process, without probable cause, without anything. Other than fake video. Fake video, okay? So, I'm talking to my kids about it. She walks in and she starts screaming at me up and down about how I did something to bring them there. Blah, blah this, blah, blah that. And even when I told her, you saw that video and you know darn well you had the car, she's like, I don't know anything. So no. No, I'm going to wait until the kids are all out on the spouse cannot be forced to, coerced, or required to testify against their significant other. There's a reason that's there. It's because of the loyalty and the support and the backing of a family, because they don't want to tear a family apart, especially if the person actually is innocent. But that's what these FBI are doing. They're trying to tear the families apart. And they had no business talking to my children. Out of that idiot box. If it's on that TV, she believes it. Back, I tried to tell her what was really going on, and she said, she comes at me, she tells me, "Where in the world are you getting your news? Facebook?" And I had to look at her and I said, "You know dang well I don't have a Facebook." Hello, Mom of One. And anybody else I may have missed. They want everything just handed to them on a silver platter. They want to be told. They want to be told what to think. They want to. I got him. I got him. I have a federally regulated electronic log that knows exactly where I am every 10 seconds. Came out to my house. So they're really pushing. They're really pushing to paint a flag of violence and terrorism on top of peaceful protesters. Especially these, they don't know nothing about the convoy because the media never covered it. The mainstream media never covered it, and if the mainstream media didn't cover it, it didn't exist, right? I had to point out to him, here's these live streams. You can go and watch them all. You can go back all the way until to February 23rd at the start. Okay? It all, and you can entire time. You can see the whole movement, and then you can realize that the national media squashed it, wouldn't cover it, didn't talk about it. That's why you never heard about it. That's why they are hiding from you because they do not want you to know. be coming back. Then they came back 2 more times. Well, I still wasn't home. I came home this weekend. I got home on a Friday, middle of the day. Okay, so I'm home on a Friday, middle of the day. I didn't leave until this morning. That whole time, they could have come to my house. They could have got me. They could have talked to me. They could have done whatever they wanted to do, but they did not. Now, I'll bet you even money sometime later this week or next, they're going to be back out at my house looking for me. I'll bet you. Because somebody else is going to release some kind of chopped up video claiming I said these and I made these threats or I did these things, claiming that that car was my car, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? First of all, you made a big mistake because I have an electronic log that proves where I am at all times. That's the biggest thing. Second, if they were really doing their job, they would have pulled me off the highway somewhere in the middle of the country instead of harassing my wife and kids, because I have a tracked electronic log. They know where I am at all times. All they had to do was come and get me where I was. No, they're trying to create division. If they have somebody that has a family, they will go straight to that family and try to create that division and create a nightmare for that person so that that person can no longer take part in this movement. Well, guess what? I'm here. I'm not stopping. I'm not going to stop standing up for what's right. Your scare tactics do not work on me. If you have to throw me in jail and lock me up and throw away the key, good luck. Good luck. I got a constitution that backs me up. I have done nothing wrong. I have no criminal history. I have never been convicted of anything. You have no evidence. And unless you can combat my electronic log, good luck. Besides, from what I heard that would supposedly happen, guess what? That wasn't even the convoy people. That was the Antifa people. The people doing what was supposedly thought were actually up on an overpass. Guess what? The People's Convoy don't go up on the overpasses. They drive under them. I heard what happened after all of this FBI stuff. I had to ask questions to other people that were there that day. And right now, I'm glad I am really glad that I did that. Because if I hadn't have done that and I'd been with the convoy, I guarantee you, I would not be a free man right now, even though I have proof that I had nothing to do with it. Because plenty of live streamers have plenty of live streamed video that can prove not one single convoy person had anything to do with that. That was 100% Antifa, and they tried to blame the convoy for it. There's a reason the convoy changed from going straight up I-5 through Portland and decided to go up 205 at the last minute instead. They literally had to throw Antifa off the scent. And Antifa, I guess, showed up at the very last overpass. They finally made some of them up onto the very last overpass. Supposedly throwing down rocks and eggs, and from what I understand, they started gunfire. I don't know, but that's what I heard. I heard there was, and that's what the FBI even said, there was some kind of shootout on top of that overpass. Well, guess what? None of the convoy people were on that overpass. live streamed video from all the live streamers. So guess what, FBI? That's why you guys can't even handle the Hunter Biden crap lot right. What they did to General Flynn. And you never hear an apology out of the FBI for it either. No, oh, I'm sorry, we made a mistake. Not even an admission of a mistake. Just, yeah, we busted him. We took him down. We put him in jail. We got him convicted. Oh, wait, no. Guess what? Appealed. Not right. You guys were wrong. Not a word out of you. I really wants to know where the problem is and who the bad people are. Yeah, go on Twitter. Have them go on Twitter. Have them look at an account on Twitter called Behind Enema Lies. Yes, that's Enema. Behind Enema Lies. Lies. Behind Enema Lies. It's all one word squished together. People that are conversating on there are Antifa. And they are making all of the stuff they post up. They're making it all up. They're making up lies of all kinds. Because they're jealous, because this movement was able to do what it was doing and actually getting the attention of the nation peacefully without any violence. Who's the real fascist, right? They call themselves anti. Everything that they do is fascist. This is how World War II started. You got the brown shirts, were just like Antifa, pulling this crap. And then the government turned around and pulled an Emergency Powers Act, just like we've got now. Next thing you know, they made mandates of all kinds. Jews couldn't be out in public after certain hours. Jews had to wear stars on their chests. Suddenly, Jews had to be loaded up into cattle cars and put in concentration camps. Next thing you know, they're burning them all to death. Welcome to the start of World War III. This is how World War II started. And you know what everybody said after the fact, after World War II was won, is, how did we ever let this happen? Well, gee, they controlled the media in Germany. Only what that one party wanted to have seen was seen in the media. They controlled the narrative. They controlled everything. And then they created a Holocaust. And you know what caused it? Good people that knew something was wrong sat idly by and let it happen the same way that these keyboard warriors today are doing. They're letting this stuff happen while they pretend or think that they're doing good being a keyboard warrior. No, put the keyboard down, get out, get active, be seen, be heard. Do not let this become another Holocaust, because that is what they are trying to do. That is what they want, because they already know there are so many more people in this world that do not want their views, do not want their way, do not want to be under their thumb, because they are not rulers, especially not in a free country. We do not want to be slaves. And there's enough of us to stand up together and say, heck no, you ain't doing it. And no, they don't have the army on their side, because as per the Constitution, even in the Constitution, it says that any of the U.S. military whatsoever, any militia group, all the military, the sole duty of them when it comes to a conflict between the government and the people of the country. The military is supposed to side with the people and protect the people and protect the Constitution. So anybody that says, well, you're nuts, you're going to have to fight the military. No, we're not. Especially not when we keep coming at it peacefully like we are. Because even the military can see what's going on. As deluded as yeah, there's some somebody's paying them. Somebody's paying them deep, that's for sure. I mean, people just need to remember they took an oath. They took an oath. I took an oath when I was in. And they don't take that back when you get out. I still hold that oath true. I love my country, I love my Constitution, I love my flag, and I love the people of it, even if I don't agree with a lot of them. If push comes to shove, I will protect every one of them, even if they are a complete jerk to me. I will still protect them if they need it. As long as I can. But like I said, we're doing it peacefully. We're going to remain peaceful as long as we possibly can. And the only time that that peaceful will be broken, it will be the other side breaking that peace. And when they do that, the entire world will see it. No, they don't. That is why you need, especially in this in this midterm election coming up, you absolutely need to vote for any candidate that has not had 2 years or more, or 2 terms or more. If they've had 2 terms or more, do not vote for them. Do not vote them back in. Find somebody else to vote for. I don't care if that person happens to be on the left or on the right. As long as you do your research into that person and you can see that they have a track record and an agenda that matches your beliefs and your structure and your morals, if you can actually side with their history, you know, what they voted for in the past on things and stuff like that. If that's the kind of person, if they match up with you enough, it doesn't matter what side of the fence they claim to be on, vote for them instead. Do not let these career 50, 60, 40-year-old or 40-year-long politicians keep the seat. They shouldn't be in there for any longer than 4 total. 2 years per term and 2 terms total. That way we don't end up with career politicians that figure out how to send $70 billion to the Ukraine so they can have it laundered over there and then dumped into their private accounts. That too. Every state should have a term limit on governors. Not to mention, you know what? Part of the problem is you allowed your state to have mail-in ballots. You allow your state to do ballot harvesting. You voted for it. For seeing it on the ballot when I was same thing in Oregon. Oregon is 100% mail-in ballot. There is no place to go and vote. They perfected before they passed the law. Oregon used to be a very, very red state. It was always red, every election. And then they went mail-in ballot only, and guess what? Suddenly they're always a blue state. I was in the Army when they decided to go all mail-in ballot in Oregon. That was a long time ago because I got out of the Army in 1998. Jen. Who wound up Black Wolf? Oh, actually, we have some new subscribers in here tonight right now, Jen. Some brand new subscribers. Who wound much. I didn't have a cell signal where I was, but there was an A&W in the truck stop, right? So I got a double bacon cheeseburger, some fries, and ended up going through two in the frosty mug root beer floats. So I guess Black Wolf wound Black Wolf up. And I'm really surprised I have a signal right now. I've already come up over the Cabbage Hill, and I'm coming up to the Meacham Hill here now. Usually I've lost my signal like 10 times from the bottom of Cabbage Hill all the way up to here. Maybe it was just meant to be to have my voice out there tonight. 'Cause I'm seeing a whole lot of new names. I think I've seen Angie before, Angie Kroner. Hello, Angie. And there's Darren, and there's Michelle Brandon. I think I've seen Michelle Brandon before. Mom of One I've seen before. But there are a few newbies in here tonight. If you are new to the channel, put up that little wavy hand in the chat. Say hi. Let everybody know, hey, we're here. And if you've been watching this channel for a while, you've been a subscriber for a while, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put up the little emoji we use. Oh, oh, oh. They're little puppy, they're little wolfy paws. Little wolf paws. They're coming up in a second. There they are. Anybody that's been in here a while, the little wolf paws, pop them up. And the people that have just recently joined, pop up a waving hand. Get to know each other. Say hello to each other. Be friendly with your neighbors. I'm doing all right there, Michelle. I'm doing all right. Despite I'm doing fine. I'm still out here running. I'm back to where I was before the last I'm trying to get back to where I was before the last employer. Or contract, whatever.